As we've been reporting, China has announced tariffs against some U.S. energy and machinery exports in response to the president's 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. This comes as the president pauses the proposed 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico for a month after the leaders of both countries pledged to beef up security at shared borders. Joining us now to explain is Cris, deRitis, Deputy Chief Economist of Moody's Analytics. Welcome.
Thank you.
What sparked this pause of tariffs from Mexico and Canada, and can we expect to see them resume after 30 days?
Well, the Canadians and the Mexicans have agreed to support border efforts. They're sending 10,000 troops each to the border. So meeting the administration's guidelines in terms of providing greater security to stem the flow of fentanyl and undocumented workers. So yes, I think we have the pause for now, and hopefully negotiations continue, and ideally the tariffs are removed altogether.
Let's talk about tariffs. Do they typically help the U.S. economy in the past? What have you seen?
No. Typically, we've been through a couple cycles in this country when it comes to tariffs, and usually what happens is the cost of the tariffs to households and businesses in terms of higher prices more than offsets any potential benefit. There are some cases where a tariff can be helpful if you're trying to protect a new industry, or for national security reasons, you want to make sure that a certain industry remains available and thriving in your country. Or if there is a trade imbalance, if there's some type of dispute around trade, a tariff might be an appropriate response. But in general, it's not a positive.
Which items could cost more for U.S. consumers with this 10% tariff on Chinese goods?
Well, these are pretty broad-based tariffs. Unlike the first round of tariffs under the Trump administration 1.0, these tariffs are going to hit all sorts of products from China. So it's not just smartphones or other electronics. It's furniture, it's clothing, it's everything that the Chinese produce and that we import. So we could see this in a wide range of products.
And now we're seeing this back and forth, China imposing its own tariffs. Now, what impact would that have on American businesses?
So American businesses are potentially going to get squeezed twice. On the one hand, if we do impose these import tariffs on Canada and Mexico as well as China, they're potentially going to face higher costs for anything that they're importing. So if you're a manufacturer, you need a specific product from one of these countries, it's going to cost more. And then on the flip side, if you are an exporter, if you're selling into these markets and there are now tariffs being imposed on your exports, well, that could certainly hit your bottom line, reduce your profits, and maybe reduce your sales. So potentially it hits on both the top and the bottom line.
Cris deRitis, Deputy Chief Economist of Moody's Analytics, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.